This panel that will take place during the European Development Days is specifically dedicated to the problems of fragile states, and we are very pleased to organize this together with the Practitioners Network. And we don't have an ideal slot. We will be late in the evening, but I still hope that we will have a very numerous attendance. And this is because the subject is so important. The overall political discussion nowadays is about how to implement the Sustainable Development Agenda by 2030. That means all countries in the world have only really 14 years left to actually implement this agenda and to reach the Sustainable Development Goals. And this can be okay if a country is in a good situation, peaceful, and can focus on its development. But it's not at all okay if a country is in crisis or in a fragile situation, because then everything that is achieved can be thrown back by the next movement of crisis or by the next challenge that the country faces in terms of governments which don't have good capacities, people not having the possibility to earn their lives, children not having the possibility to go to school. All this makes development really almost impossible, and therefore reaching the SDGs in fragile states is a very, very big challenge. Now, the reality is today that we have more and more countries in crisis situations and fragile states, and you just need to look at the news every day to see that. And there are estimations that the number of poor people living in fragile states could double in the period until 2030. And that obviously puts the achievement of the SDGs in many countries totally in question. So our objective must be, how can we work with fragile states? How can we stabilize them? How can we bring peace? How can we bring development? And at the panel, at this high-level panel, we will try to discuss these questions. We will have practitioners at the table. We will have people from civil society, people who live such situations every day, development partners, and we will really try to go a little bit deeper to see how we can help fragile states also to move out of crisis, out of fragility, and move towards achieving the SDGs. Therefore, I do hope that all of you can make it, that you will join this panel, which will take place on the first evening of the Development Days, that is on the 15th of June, late in the afternoon. I will be attending this high-level panel myself. I have been invited to participate, to speak on the panel, and to share the experiences that we have been making in the European Commission, where we have focused for many years on very, very active implementation of the principles of engagement in fragile states. So I will be there, and I hope to see you there. So I'm sure that you will want to come to this panel. You will certainly hear very interesting approaches, and I'm sure that you would have missed something if you didn't come. Thank you.